tuning in with us. Welcome to CamiE Helping Hands. I am your good girlfriend, CamiE behind this mic, and I just want to first start off by just thanking you for tuning in with us. You could have listened to anyone, so I'm just grateful that you're here today. Okay, we're gonna dive right in. So today's topic is in-laws or outlaws. That is what I want to talk about. This is kind of like a sticky subject or topic, if you will, but this is definitely for couples, divorcees, child's mothers, baby father, however, but this is a couple's situation. And I want to talk about, what does it mean to be an in-law? What does that mean? So even though an in-law can be a relative that is legal binding by a marriage or some type of form of commitment, especially if this individual is the mother-in-law or the spouse of the individual's um, parent or father-in-law or wife. What does it mean? What does this actually mean? So when you're talking about an in-law, it's anyone in a relationship that's not natural or not by blood. That's what an in-law is. That's what they're defining it as. Okay. So when someone introduces this type of individual, and when I say this type, I'm talking about an in-law, it's often associated with how they're connected to that person. And when I say that person, I'm meaning the actual lover, how they're established within the family, within this dynamic. So really, the person is never introduced as an individual. Case in point, when my sister-in-law introduces me, she doesn't introduce me as Cam. She doesn't say, "Hi, this is Cam." That's never the introduction. The introduction is, "This is Cam, my sister-in-law," or "Hi, this is my sister-in-law." At times, my name isn't even given. It's the status. So "This is my brother's wife." Um, a lot of times my name isn't given. So a lot of times in that aspect, it's as if I'm placed there by an invite, or my status is determined by the actual family. They're giving it to me. So, and informing others of what my status is. So even when I'm at a family function, let's say I'm on my husband's side, because I have an adorable husband, someone will come up and ask me to introduce myself, and the first thing they'll say is, "What's your relationship to the family?" Almost as if it's an investigation. What are you doing here? Is what they really want to say. But what comes out is, what are you doing? What do you hear? And you hear similar questions like that even when you go to weddings or funerals. Those are big family functions. So staying on topic, I don't want to digress. So even though I'm married to my husband, I still have to make known or declare, and sometimes even prove, my status to others, especially if I'm at a family function of his. So I have to basically inform others that myself belong here in some aspect, almost convince them, and I belong here by my association. So is it necessarily who I am as an individual, but who I am as an association? Y'all with me? Okay. So now at times, if I had family input or requested to join in a conversation, regardless of the settings, and most of the times I was even invited into like family topics that are related, I was quickly reminded of my status. She ain't blood. She's an in-law. So that leaves me to think, getting stuck in those thoughts that, am I really family because of my legal status, or am I conveniently structured into the idea of what the family has placed the status or role I should be for them. So even though I was dragged or invited or requested to be in the family, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm actually in there. I'm not actually determined to be their idea of family. I'm an associative. Stay with me. So, of course, I said the topic was in-law or outlaw. So I wanted to go into outlaw as I was talking. So that's right. I want you to hear outlaw. So when we define an outlaw, we already defined what the in-law is. When we define an outlaw, it's when you declare one who is breaking the law. Now keep in mind, an in-law, that's one where it's binding legally or commitment, some type of declaration, where an outlaw is almost kind of going into a different direction, where it's looked at a banishment, a fugitive, outside the protection of the law, which means until someone declares that person back in good standing or no longer a fugitive, that is when they're declared acceptable. Okay, so we're going to examine that. But first, I want to pose a question. Does being an in-law automatically mean your family or not? Or are you an outlaw? And I want to hear from you. So I'm going to give us the contact information. I need you to email us at CamiGreg, and that's CamiGreg40 I need to hear from you. I need your feedback. Also tweet us. We have a Twitter account at CamiI.GREGG. That's our Instagram. And also follow us on Twitter at CAMI_GREGG. That is our Twitter account. I need you to follow us, and I need your questions and also your feedback as it relates to today's social wellness therapy topic, okay? But back to the question I'm posing is, does an in-law automatically mean family? Or are they an outlaw? Are they defined as the in-law or the outlaw? Does that mean they're family? So, of course, we're going to get back on topic. As you know, I always say, what do you mean, Cammy Greg? And so, as we come back on to topic, I want to examine the outlaw status even further, okay? So, let's take an example for a moment, okay? I'm going to look at me. Just look at me. So, as I told you guys, I'm married. I have an adorable husband. All of our family members, they came out, they celebrated our unionship. And then the very same people that celebrate us constantly remind me or ask me to remind myself, or remind them, I should say, who are you married to again? Who are you related to again? Why are you here at the family reunion, the birthday party, the anniversary, the graduation? And I can go on and on. I'm just going to stop there. But I'm just naming different events where family, come together. So as I take this a step further, even if you include kids into the picture. Now, this is just my observation. And I've noticed once children are in the picture, especially children who are blood related to the family, the in-laws' position status becomes more complicated. Okay, so just stay with me. Case in point, when you go over a friend's house, and this actually has happened to me. I've been over a friend's house, and let's say we've got children running around, and I inquire on how these children, they correlate, in this equation. Why are these children here? And, that could be me being nosy, because I'm like, I don't want any illegal kidnappings going on. And that's just an extreme. But nevertheless, so I'm inquiring to this friend, who are these children? What is this? Who's this? Who's this kid? How they're involved? Why are they here? And the friend would go, oh, that's my nephew, my brother's son. Or they'll say, oh, those twins, those are my nieces. Those are my sister's children. So, but when I switched and identified the in-law, whom is a parent of the children, the presentation changes. It changes to say, oh, that's the twins' father over there. He's always in the family business. And it identifies them, but also adds an equation as to why they equal here, why they're here. Their status is here. But that wasn't necessarily with the children. It was more of an acceptance of, that's my niece. Those twins are my nieces. Where it was the dynamic with the twins' father was, that's the equation and this is what they do. So it was acknowledging what they were and then what they do. So I know you guys have heard this before. And of course I was just being, inquisitive, my inquisitive self, or nosy. But I just thought that was really good, that they would say not only what their status was, but also their behavior that they bring to the family. Interesting. So I say that to bring focus as it relates to the family and the family imputed dynamics, or the family speculative, what's speculated in these dynamics. And another way is looking at a hypothetical significance of one's relations within the family. Yeah, this is deep, okay? So now I want everyone to get in their observation mode. The next time we're at a family function, I know we got a lot going on with the coronavirus, but I want you to even look. I don't care next time if it's a video chat, a conference call. I want you to look at and observe, even if it's a family chat, how these conditions are attached when it comes to the in-law. And it's almost like a proven or an impending contract, something that's temporary. Okay, stay with me. Okay, when someone enters the family, and especially depending on the culture of whom one is, like of no biological relation. Now this doesn't include adopted children or foster children. That's a whole nother dynamic. This only focus on the in-law, whom is initially viewed as an outlaw of some sort. Yes. Okay, so stay with me. So even though someone could say, I love my daughter-in-law and my brother-in-law, he's the coolest. My uncle's wife she's an aunt to me regardless of blood. Okay. One can say that, but it's all in the action and what's viewed afterwards. That's right. Look at the action and the person's behavior. The body language changes. The status has to be made known. The in-law has to be granted permission by the family to access different dynamics, different parts of the conversation, different status or acceptance as to why they're part of the function. Even how the in-laws and the parents, they're the parents of the child, it's often greeted as, they're greeted with unsolicited advice from the family members. It inquires the relationship of the family members about their future and their intentions. And the in-law is watched or observed closely within the relative home, or perhaps the in-law is even judged more harshly than a random stranger who is not a non-family member at all. So just 1 second. I want you to, next time you get around this dynamics, and of course I'm talking to the in-law, I'm talking to those in this position, just to sit quietly, turn up your ears and silence your mouth from running. Don't respond, and see how the in-law dynamic works. It works in an outlaw system. It does. The in-law remains at large and is viewed as an acceptable outcast, that is, or a fugitive, because the relationship they have with the actual blood relative. The legal status that was created between the in-law and the blood relative is only sacred for them. Remember the commitment. Yes, okay? You know, the one in the relationship where you both say, it's you and me against the world, me and you together forever. Yes, okay? Never once in a relationship is it your mother's lover, the father, aunt, cousin, the 22nd, third cousin twice removed, their third half brother. You get my point. That's never brought into the actual relationship when you get together. It's you and me. It's you and the individual. So the reason why I'm saying this is when the in-law gets around the lovers' family dynamics, the honor of the commitment that was made or established, I should say, um, as far as the unified unit, sometimes gets tossed away, um, or it appears that way, with the commitment you guys make, because a lot of times roles get adjusted, and sometimes the lover or that wife or husband, they don't want to rattle anything. They're like, oh, that's my aunt, that's how they are, and, oh, I'm sorry, and they make excuses for the family, and almost kind of trade the in-laws comfortability or individuality to appease the family. Okay, so I need you guys to answer this question for me, and I need your feedback. So, of course, I need you to go to our Twitter, at Cami Craig, CAMI underscore GREGG. Follow us on Instagram. You guys know it at Cami, CAMI dot Greg, GREGG. And don't forget the email address. Please email us, okay? CAMIGREGG40 at gmail.com. And I wanna pose this question. Does the commitment, to your lover, to your spouse, a significant other, partner, whatever the dynamic is between the unionship, does it go out the window whenever they, and I mean you're the other ones that established, not necessarily you, does the commitment that you guys make to each other go out the window when the family dynamic of the relatives, or the blood relatives, or how this go, does that commitment that you guys say, you and me against the world, does that get tested? Does it get thrown away? Does it get adjusted? Is it, you know how my mom is, or my uncles gets a little drunk sometime? I want your feedback. I answered that question, but I want to get back on topic now. As we've got this hypothetical theory going here when it comes to the in-law, and the outlaw theory. We've got some theories going on here. But one of the things I wanted to say is that, has it already been established that the in-law who's coming through the door, who's had this unionship, are they always initially viewed as the outlaw, and their status has to be proven? That member has to get in the good graces of the family, and the family doesn't really honor the commitment that the in-law has made, or the actual blood relative has made, because they utilize their position status as a power play, because they know the in-law is actually the outlaw within their mix. Okay, so we're getting to something. So let's look at dynamics. Let's look at certain dynamics. And I've said that quite a bit, but I want to define what dynamics is. And because I've used this word a lot here, and we use that a lot when we talk about family. So dynamics is to look in, it's to look as a change within the system. It's a process or forces of property that stimulate growth and or development. Now, this is deep. So a family, they're all descendants of a common ancestor. So, or a family can be described as a group of one or more that can include children, parents that live together as a unit, as one unit. So, do you guys hear that? Live together as one, live together as one unit. So, of course, we got to get to our measurement tools, okay? And today's measurement tool in this topic is the dynamic of choice. Now, a choice is the act of selection, okay, that is making a decision when facing other possibilities. I want you guys to get this, okay? This is deep. So when we pose the question about, does the commitment get tossed away when it is, or is it honored among the family? Maybe the unionship wasn't actually tossed away. Maybe it was altered because the system changed, the chosen system changed. It wasn't necessarily made by you and your partner or whom within the relationship, but maybe it's the unit because the unit has now stepped outside of their normal process and or properties that have stimulated the others around them. So when I say the others around them, I'm talking about the family members. And they may be resistant to this change or interruption. Okay, so keep in mind that dynamic is development, it's ever evolving. And this dynamic is a choice. This is deep, guys. Okay, so in our measurement tools, we have a set of choices and decisions that have been made, established, and they continue to be explored within the system of the chosen change. Okay, so we chose and we choose to continue to grow, to develop the unionship. But that doesn't necessarily mean we're doing that with the family, okay? Stay with me. So one has to be flexible to the change. That's the step. That's the first initial focus. You have to be flexible to change when you're viewing the actual unionship. The in-law is a status given by others, not by the unionship. So some, may be legally married, and others, they have that strong commitment. So the focus of the other relatives, it's only seasonal. Yes, it's seasonal. It's not every day, regardless of what's going on outside, with the family members, the dynamics, it's seasonal. So the focus has to be on the union. The union is the dynamic. So case in point, this means wife, husband, fiance, girlfriend, boyfriend, that top union is the only one. And even when the children are involved, those are descendants of the unionship, okay? But all of that takes priority. So the unionship is the priority, and the children descend from the unionship. So there lies the focus only on the unionship, not the extension. Okay, stay with me, y'all. What's the extension? The extension is what we call our last step. Those are the other family members outside the unionship. Those are place priority statuses. Okay, y'all with me? So that's why this measurement tool is called the dynamic of choice. This measurement tool is the dynamic of choice. You heard me? When one enters a home, there are already plugs and sockets within that home. You come in, you're like, oh, there's an outlet right there, in the wall of the home. So let's say I come in, I got to hook up my TV and my computer and I need my laptop, or I need a charger for my phone. There's only so many plugs and sockets. So then what I have to go grab now is my extension. I need an extension cord. Now, extension cords are purchased, okay? They're invested. These are something that are added at someone's own will, okay? Stay with me. So even though these extension cords are now a part of the home, at any time they can be removed, even, placed in different areas or even tossed, but it's a choice to leave them in the position that the extension cords were placed. You guys got a good visual. This is a visual. So being an in-law or being viewed as an outlaw isn't the priority within the dynamic of one's partnership. The union is. So when one keeps focus on strengthening, repairing, rebuilding, or building the unionship, not the extension. Okay? That's it, guys. I'm signing off. Thank you for tuning in with your girl, CamiE Greg. It's me on the mic. Please follow us on Twitter. I'm going to give it to you again. It's at CAMI_GREGG. Also, go to our Instagram. Please follow us on Instagram at CAMI.GREGG, CamiE.Greg. Greg. Email all your questions. Give me your feedback on how you like today's topic. And I want to, of course, if you leave me a message or email, I'm going to shout you out right here in the podcast. I love to do that. So again, it's CamiE, CamiGregg 40 at gmail.com. I'll be reading all your questions and making sure that I get your feedback because I just love reading your feedback. Also, check out our sisters organization at www.thesafetynetuservices.net, thesafetynetuservices.net. Also, we accept donations and referrals. Jump on over to that website. Check out our blog. We post twice a month on WordPress, and it's CamiEgregg.wordpress.com. Check us out. Check out that newly topic. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You guys got to be safe out there, okay? Remember, a helping hand may be the only hand someone get fed from, okay? Peace and love. Bye.